Many people believe that construction after the summer months is a good idea, but some people still argue that either way it's going to cause headaches for daily commuters. And over that time it's faced many different storms, but it seems that Hurricane Sandy was too powerful and literally brought it down to its knees. This soil here still contains some moisture, but for this time of year it's still not enough for farmers. The converters were stolen from these diesel trucks, and the way employees found out is they noticed that these wires were loose. The owner says whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing, especially when considering a truck like this cost upwards of $1 million. It may not look like much, but these ghost pots are a great way for watermen to make money in the off-season. Many people are happy that the Maryland Transportation Authority has erred on the side of caution with taking down these tarps, but some people are worried that repairs on the bridge will slow down. The damage to this building is obvious, but luckily for neighboring homes, they remain pretty unscathed. Rockfish spawn are at their lowest since 1953, but the owner of Cool Ice in Cambridge says they haven't seen a shortage. This church here was built in 1890, and it's actually believed that Harriet Tubman was married right here on these grounds. Dorchester and Talbot County both have automatic emergency alert services. Now, people here on Kent Island say that their high school should have one too. Some people believe that this town is just not big enough for another hotel. State fire marshals have charged 18-year-old Jeffrey Von Smith for starting this fire that resulted in over $250,000 in damages. Richard Alsop has lived next to the now charred building for over 20 years. He says he's not surprised to hear that it was arson.
I've seen a lot of people, come past them, but kids play up on the roof and all that stuff and fall on, go off in there or something, a lot of stuff going on.
These are brand new 2012 Dodge Ram diesel trucks. In Easton, these thieves are targeting what these trucks have underneath. Police are saying that someone stole the catalytic converters from several trucks at the Fred Frederick Chrysler dealer.
Theft of converters is a popular crime. Doesn't always happen, but yes, they can resell them. They can use them for scrap metal.
The converters were stolen from these diesel trucks, and the way employees found out is they noticed that these wires were loose. The owner says whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing.
These pieces of exhaust were removed clean. They weren't cut, the wires weren't snipped, and it had to have been done fast. So whoever did it knew what they were doing, and they had a lot of practice.
In all, 10 trucks were tampered with. Jeff says that each converter will run around $4,500. Thieves can then turn around and sell the stolen goods for a quick buck.
Anything metal, anything heavy, it's a quick buck.
It's really been happening a lot across the country because there are metals in the converters that are valuable, so people take them and they sell them for scrap. It hasn't happened to me yet until this recent event.
A theft that has him thinking twice about beefing up his security at his dealership. Construction started today on 301 and the Route 50 bridge. And by this afternoon, traffic was already slowing down. Terry Green works right across the street from the construction. She says it's going to hurt business.
I feel like it is going to affect a lot of people. They're not able to, or they know the traffic's thick, so they're not going to be able to stop in.
Susan Banway uses 301 to avoid the traffic. But now, she's going to have to find another traffic-free way to get to work.
This is my detour. This is my route to avoid the traffic, so I might be rethinking my route.
Despite it affecting her drive to work, Susan says waiting till after summer was a wise choice.
I think it's really smart because it gets really congested during the summer, so I drive here about once a week, so it makes a difference.
Many people believe that construction after the summer months is a good idea, but some people still argue that either way it's going to cause headaches for daily commuters. Ron Kingsley works on both sides of the bridge. He says when construction of this magnitude is done, traffic is unavoidable.
What I would consider, commercial traffic that uses this route between here and Philadelphia and stuff, so it's going to be a headache no matter when they do it.
A new concrete deck and new steel beams for a new and improved Route 50 bridge coming to you in the summer of 2013. In the 18th century, the original Sultana ship was used as a policing vessel. But today, its job is to bring a whole new world to Choptank Elementary students.
Probably the greatest thing about this job is bringing the boat to places like Cambridge and getting these local kids that might live blocks from the Choptank, in many cases out on the river for the very first time. There's nothing more exciting and rewarding than that for us.
This week, the Sultana and its crew are taking the 5th grade Dorchester County students out for adventure, excitement, and a lot of learning.
Nice and tight.
Not only is the Sultana here a beautiful replica of a boat that's 250 years old, but it also serves as an educational tool.
And we had learned how to steer it with ropes, and they didn't have a certain wheel to turn. So we had just learned how to pull a rope, and when we pull it, we have to pull tight, and we can't let go until Mrs. Tanya, the captain, tell us to.
On the boat, you can have a lot of fun and discover what they did back in the days.
Back? The front?
These students did everything from exploring the water to setting a sail, but one of their favorite parts was getting up close with sea life.
Supposed to just stick on your face, but it was slimy and it kept on curving back, so it couldn't stick.
A day these 5th grade students won't forget.
Do you guys feel better now?